Tragically, nearly 35% of Texans experience domestic violence from an intimate partner or parent. Now, more than ever, they need our support. Genesis provides safety, shelter, and support for women who have experienced domestic violence in the Dallas area. Thomas J. Henry is proud to team with Genesis to help create a societal shift on how people think about domestic violence. We refuse to accept a world where women don't feel safe in their own homes.
Pickle, let's go to the hotline. We have a hard and fast rule around here that if you win your first playoff game in more than 50 years, we just bring you on the program. That's why we're pleased to be joined with the head coach of the Irion County Hornets. Coach John Coffell joins us. Coach, how are you?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
How are things in beautiful Mertzen, Texas?
Pretty bright right now.
Okay. Well, no complaints.
Yes, sir.
You guys did something that hasn't been done in a couple years, which is to beat May in anything other than a state championship game. And I'm interested, going into your contest with May, what your message to your guys was before you guys went out there and locked horns with them.
Message was to battle.
Mm-hmm.
We were in for a dogfight. We knew we were. That coaching staff over there at May is top notch, no question. Coach Steele's been around a long time. We knew he's going to be ready for everything we had, and we knew as a coaching staff we had to work pretty hard to even come close to matching up with them. And then athletically, May is just top tier team. Obviously, been to the state championship the last 2 years, and we knew it was a tall mountain to climb, but we felt like it was our turn. They beat us the last 2 years in the first round, and we just felt like we had a better chance this year than we had in the past.
Well, and you guys, you mention that they've beaten you the past couple of times. There's also the whole thing of it's been since 1971 that Irion County's won a playoff game. Was that history, both the recent history against May and just the overall history of the program, was that a topic of conversation, or was it one foot in front of the other, we're just playing a football game?
Both, honestly. I mean, yes, of course it couldn't not be a topic of conversation because if you haven't won a playoff game in 51 years and you got a shot to do it, it's obviously a topic in the locker room, in the community especially, not necessarily in their locker room as much, but in the community especially, so it can't help but leak into the locker room. But honestly, it was a football game, and it's a chance to advance and move on. And we have 7 seniors on this team, and their leadership was key and vital and amazing. And the energy in practice was obviously big. We were just really looking forward to getting that chance back at May. And, we kind of looked forward to that from day one, that chance to play May again. So, yeah, the 51 years, absolutely, make history. That was part of the motivation. But, just to keep going and get past that first round was huge for us.
Talking with Don Coffell, the head coach at Irion County here on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation at #TF Today. Coach, this was an opportunity, whenever I talk with folks about 6-man football who are maybe not familiar with it, I think they think of it as like basketball on turf, back and forth, scoring here and there and stuff like that. And I told them, hey, there's actually great defense played in a lot of these games. 104-91, you guys are not really helping my cause in talking people into the defensive side of this. Was this the kind of game you anticipated with the Tigers?
To be honest with you, yes. I think both the coaching staffs anticipated it because we felt like we were both pretty effective offensively and knew it was going to be a struggle to stop the other one with the athletes on the other side. And a lot of friends, a lot of old coaches, harassing me a little bit. Wow, you left the defense at home. Honestly, man, we didn't. May is just that good. And I'm telling you, we did everything we could do to stop them. And we got 3 takeaways in that game, 2 pick sixes and a strip score that was called back on a block in the back. But, and we had 3 kids in double digits in tackles. I mean, it was just a war.
One of the guys, I believe, who had those 2 pick sixes, you're probably being a little too modest, is a gentleman by the name of Trevin Coffell. He had himself quite a ball game in the big win with 193 yards, 4 touchdowns passing, 22 tackles, and 2 pick sixes. I'm always interested in the dynamic there, where Trevin's out there. How has this year been for you? He's of course been a basketball standout, been a football standout for a number of years. How has this year been for you and for him, and how satisfying was it to experience this particular win with him?
Absolute blessing.
Mm-hmm.
It's an absolute blessing to coach my son. I'm obviously a proud coach, but more so a proud father, because of what he's accomplished, not just in the stats, but as a leader as well. And that extends past my son in this senior class especially, and then some younger kids that have done well. But yeah, an absolute blessing. He's such a coachable young man, and just as well as all these boys are, we wouldn't be in the position we're in. And but yeah, I just can't get any other words out of my mouth other than a blessing to get to coach my son.
The other thing, obviously, you guys, this has just been a history-making year for you guys. You guys got your first district championship since 2004 this year, as well as you guys are now 10-0 on the season. You've been here. Irion County's had a unique history. They played a long time at 11-man before back in 2019. They move up to the 6-man world and back to the 6-man world, I should say. And you come over and take over the job. We've heard so many from people about why you're such a good fit for this program. I'm interested in kind of the reverse of that question. Why is Irion County the right place for you?
I spent 24 years in Iredell, Texas, and I love that place. It's a wonderful place, and I had no intentions of leaving. The superintendent here at the time, Brian Gray, called me up. He was a sup for me back in 06, 07 in Iredell, and he asked me to come out, and I told him no, and here I am. So yeah. It's a longer story than that, but I mean that's basically the gist of it. And he asked me to come out and visit. If it's not for me, no hard feelings. Well, I come out and visit and just fell in love. And it was just it was another version of where I was, just bigger, better opportunities for my son. It was not West Texas, what I pictured West Texas to be, dust and tumbleweed. And it's beautiful here in Mertzen, and just community is wonderful. Admins, just facilities, just everything. It was just it was a great thing, great move for my son academically, as well as athletically. And it was a no-brainer when I came and visited, and through a lot of prayer, because I came out kicking and screaming, but I knew it was where I was supposed to be.
One last question for Don Coffell, the head coach of the Irion County Hornets here. Coach, it's on to the next one, on to the area round, and a chance to make even more history. 6 o'clock Thursday in Sonora. You guys will take on a team that you're pretty familiar with. The Lakey Eagles are here. You, of course, played them back in Week 6 and came away with a 61-6 victory. I hope I'm not putting words in your mouth. I think they're better than their record shows that they are.
Yes, sir.
I'm interested how, what you're going to be up against on Thursday, a team you have already beaten, but is certainly playing their best football right now.
Absolutely. And for them that Leverett's Chapel team, I thought was the real deal, and they found a way to beat them. So obviously they have really found their rhythm, and with a veteran coach and Coach Nichols, I believe they're going to come out ready to play and really look to flip the script on us. I think the keys to victory for us is stay focused, stay locked in, and stay clean and get after them like we did May.
He's Don Coffell. He's the head coach of the 10-0 Irion County Hornets, bound for the area round, playoff winners for the first time since 1971. Coach, we sure appreciate your time. Congratulations again on the big win, and go get Lakey on Thursday.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. There you go. Don Coffell, head coach of the Irion County Hornets. Super cool story.
That's awesome.
Super duper cool story. Actually, I believe our friend Amy McDaniel, she DM'd me about this. I want to say she's from Irion County.
Oh, yeah, she graduated from it. We had Amy on.
She's an Irion County grad.
We had Amy on WTF, and so she was telling us about that.
The Irion County.
Because she was there when they were still.
The stadium's named after her dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
She was there when they were still a 2A program.
Small world. Yeah. 71, because I should say they played 11-man football. Let me pull this up. I want to make sure I get this right because it is worth getting right. I mean, everything's worth getting
well,
right.
because it was funny because we were asking her, she's out there in kind of that Concho Valley area. What's it like? What was 6-man football like for you? And we knew that she had graduated from Irion County, and so we were asking her about that. She's like, well, back in my day, it was we're playing 11-man ball.
1976, they moved from 6-man to 11-man, and then they played 11-man till 2018. Then they went to the 6-man world again, and so it's been kind of back and forth. Don Coffell's a really I didn't want to pry too much, but he was there at Iredell. He's the head coach at Iredell, and then he kind of stepped down or stepped aside and let Luis Casera take over, and he was like, "This is the guy. I want him to be the head coach." And so, like when I think he's pretty. I think what I'm certainly not accusing him of lying because I think what he like everyone kind of figured. All right, he's going to be at Iredell. He's going to be like an assistant coach, and I think he might have been AD there at Iredell, but he's obviously got something cooking out there at Irion County. And Trevin is, if you don't know, his son, Trevin, is not only their best football player, but he's their best basketball player. He is a super duper star. And it's going to be...
And you would never know that from talking to his dad, Well, you would know that kid was good, but he might not throw the last name out there.
Yeah, Trevin, he's good.
He's good.
Yeah, he's a good playmaker. Anyway, we appreciate Don Coffell hopping on with us.